What's up guys, welcome back. Here's another Jeep video, and today it's an exciting one because actually I'm going to start working on it. And today I'm going to do a quick maintenance. I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on it. So worry nothing, it's probably the second time that I'll ever do it in my life, but don't worry, I graduated from YouTube Technical Institute and I've watched a bunch of videos, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do it right. Now for those of you, Jeep is in the garage. Believe it or not, it fit. Actually, I had to move a bunch of stuff to make it happen, but anyways, that's another story. So first things first, I need to locate an oil cap right here on top of the engine, and on mine it is actually right here. And on most of the oil caps, it's going to tell you of what type of oil it uses. So in this case, it's 5W20. And you also need to know of how much oil you need to have. Well, a good source is always the owner's manual, and I'm lucky to find one in the glove box of this Jeep, and this one says engine oil with filter, 3.8 liter, and it says that my capacity is 6 quarts. So that's what I have. The second thing, we're going to need to find an oil filter, and on this 3.8 liter engine it is actually located right here. But don't undo it yet, there's plenty of oil in there, so you're going to spill it all over the place. We're going to first drain the oil from the oil pan, and then we're going to undo the oil filter, and I'll show you how to do it. Now I'm going to tell you of what I have to get this thing done. First of all, as I bought 6 quarts of engine oil, and I decided to go with Mobil 1 Extended Performance fully synthetic oil. Okay, and I also have a matching filter for that. The filter, you know, all you have to do is go to any of the parts store, or even if you do it on Amazon, you just, you know, type in the type of vehicle that you have, and it's going to tell you hopefully the correct one. What also you need to have is basic tools. So this tool I just picked up at Walmart actually, and this is to undo the oil filter, some kind of a belt wrench. I have a drain pan, but it's also something that I can take to the local oil recycling place and actually get rid of it, so I don't put it in the garbage, and basically I don't pollute the environment. You need a funnel to fill the oil back in, and then you need a wrench, a 13mm wrench to undo the oil pan drain plug in my case. So you need a socket or just a regular wrench, either one is fine. Now the Jeep is pretty high up, but I decided to jack it up a little bit just to have a little bit more clearance so I can show you of what it looks like underneath it. So let's get down there. Before we get in underneath the vehicle, let's undo this oil cap right here. So it's going to give us some airflow to help us with draining the oil underneath the vehicle. Now let's get underneath it. I have to tell you, I already put this oil pan or the drain pan underneath here, and I also lined it up with some cardboard just because I know that it will get messy. Now 13mm wrench, I already undid the drain plug a little bit so it's loose. All we have to do now, it's basically I can undo the rest of it with my fingers, so undo it. I have to figure out a way and let it flow, right? So here's the engine nicely flowing out of this pan, and it's getting into this container, and hopefully it's gonna all drain in there. There you go. It's gonna take a while. It looks like the oil has completely drained out of there, so we're gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna put the plug back in. Don't forget, that's kind of important. Put the plug back in, make sure we get it tightened. Man, I have to figure out a better way with this camera. Tighten it up. Okie dokie. Looks like it's all in. I'd wipe the excess oil off, just so we can check it later if it's not leaking or anything like this. And then we're done with this part of it. Now we're going to move on to the oil filter, and I think the easiest way actually to do it is going to be from the front over there. So let's switch over. Well, here's the oil filter. and I'm going to use that belt wrench to loosen it up. I also want to move all of my drain pan right over here, just because it will have a little bit of oil in there, and I don't want it to be all over my garage floor. So let's loosen it up. First of all, I gotta stretch this thing, and then it's an easy concept. Sometimes it's difficult execution, especially if you're doing it with one hand. Let's see if I can undo it with my hand now. Yeah. See, more oil is in there. It's a good thing I put this oil pan right underneath here, so we're not gonna mess up the garage floor. And here it is, it's out now. There's oil in the filter always, so don't forget that. Yeah, let it all drain down here. And once it's all empty, I'm just going to reinstall the oil filter. And once you get the new oil filter, a good thing to do is actually put a little bit of oil on your finger and just run it on that seal, just like so, and we're going to put it back on. Alright, unfortunately I can't do things with one hand only, unless there's going to be a new video that says one-handed oil change. But you want to make sure that it's tight. Hand tighten it. You can use that tool if you'd like to, but you know, it's got a seal on it. Don't over tighten it too much. See if we can get this all just a little bit tighter. All right, get this fairly tight, and that's it. So we're done here. We're done at the bottom. Now let's get it back up and refill the oil. And if you want to follow this build along, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. In the next video, I'm going to be doing a diff fluid change, both front and rear. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult, although, you know, it's really not. But we're going to go from there. And the same thing with this big bottle of oil. Well, and there you have it. You know, this has been probably my first oil change in about 30-some years. So it worked. Yes, it does get a little dirty. You have to get underneath the car and it takes a little bit of work, but it's pretty satisfying too. Can't wait to get some other work done on this Jeep, and hopefully you'll follow me along this journey. And if you do want to do that, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. 3 videos coming out each week. 2 of them are new car reviews, and 1 of them is this Jeep. So next time, as I said before, we're going to do a differential fluid change, and we're also going to see how the seal looks like, because it looks like it's a little bit wet up in front. So I already have the seal just in case I need to change it, and I think we're going to do that as well. So in preparation for it, you know, just a heads up, I sprayed the bolts, the drain plugs, with some rust penetrating oil to help with removing those bolts. So hopefully it's not going to be a huge issue by the time we get it done. But so far, the oil change is done. First things first. Well, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.